Welcome back everyone to Koali Zoo. I'm just joking. Welcome to the analysis video of the just announced tropical pack. First of all, thank you so much for Frontier for sending this over early so we can give you all the spicy stuff right when it's launched and we don't have to be going crazy to, do all the analysis right up and then just miss out on things. So I've watched this video 10 million times, I guess, and so we are going through it, and there's a lot to see in here. But first things first, the most important things up front, there will be 5 new animals in this wonderful tropical DLC, and I guess we can all say these are amongst the most asked for animals ever. We're gonna have the Fossa, the red River Hog, the Asian water monitor, and now to come to 2 very great ones, in my opinion at least, it's the Lar Gibbon and also the Sloth. Even though the Sloth comes with a tiny caveat, it's gonna be a walk-through habitat exhibit animal. We don't really see that in here. Maybe screenshots are available to you guys now. I don't have them quite yet, but sometimes Frontier just releases them as the update news go live, so maybe we're gonna check that out then. However, and this is the great stuff over here, we have still a lot to see. I'm gonna stay on this screen for a minute because there's already quite fascinating stuff in here. So let's point out a couple of things. So first of all, we've got this really big flower over here. I think it's this kind of stinky one, but still they look beautiful, but I think they have some in real life at least, this kind of puff effect in the middle. I don't know, and then it's just kind of stinky, but still pretty cool. We've got this hanging type of tropical thingy, looks a little bit like a trumpet or so. Really cool. We've a new type of fern, which I'm a big fan of because we lacked some cool fern pieces, and this one looks really cool. I love the color on this one. It seems almost like we also have a more dried out version here on the left bottom part as well, and with even a better look at these kind of trumpet-like kind of things. It looks a little bit as it is all from Avatar, but it's not obviously. I can't really tell exactly which trees in here are new. I think it could be that some of the roots are new. I can also be tricked by the lighting. I tried to figure out, the model seems to be quite the one we already have, but I can't really tell if the color is the same. I checked it in game, it might be the same, but these ones up here, these almost like vine looking or liane looking ones are seemingly new, but that's that. And this trunk over here looks also pretty new to me. I couldn't figure out which texture that is, so maybe this is a new type of tree. And then we can see some koali temple pieces in the background. I'm not sounding mad, not quite yet. I will sound mad in a couple of minutes, because literally it seems like this is the koali DLC in terms of pieces, and we could reduce the piece count of koali by 100 times, I think, but that's not the point. Let's skip forward a little bit. Oops, I should actually turn off the sound. We've seen that at the beginning. We can already see something in the background, which is, and let's stay on this frame for a second, a Lar Gibbon doing the variation. Now, it doesn't quite surprise us in the first glance because we know it already from the Gibbon. However, it is on a vine, as you can tell, and it's not on this stinky big old frame we used to use because it was the only piece they could do it on. No, it seems like they can do it at least on vines, which already is a huge improvement because we have some cool vine pieces that can be abused to everything. So maybe with the free update of toggling climbable pieces is also kind of the confirmation that we will have a bit more freedom in terms of where they do their climbing animations. There's going to be another little hint in this video, which I'm going to point out in a minute. But yeah, really cool stuff. But we shouldn't stop here, because in this frame, there's even more to see. This plant here on the left-hand side is totally new as well. Looks like a type of palm, kind of fern-looking tropical plant, greenery plant, monstera kind of thing. Love it, because we're lacking this one totally, also with the type of green. Then we have got the new palm. It seems like it's the same thing over here. But then on the right hand side, these ones are in particular very nice. They could belong to the other one, which looked like the trumpet, but I think it's another new one. These huge leaves are looking phenomenal. If I'm also not completely wrong, this palm over here looks to be new as well. It's a little bit more bright green, neon green, in comparison to the more Mediterranean one we already have in game. These canopies look new. And then obviously the whole structure here, this kind of gate, Asian gate over here, it all looks to be a tropical pack that is influenced a lot by Sumatra. I mean, also the Asian kind of choice of animals makes a lot of sense. It's Borneo, Sumatra area is definitely the inspiration for this DLC. Loving those brick kind of stone pieces, everything looking a lot more weathered, which is good. Not sure what that is in the background. Looks a little bit like a new fence type. Not sure if that is actually a fence type. Can we just, maybe, is there like a little bit of different framing when we go forth and back? Not really sure if there is, but okay. Yeah, skipping on to the next frame, let me just stick here for a second, because you can tell a lot of palm trees we already know. These ones over here are also known, like these bigger ones are not new. These palms over here are obviously also the same, so nothing really in particular new. But we can see this huge temple kind of piece in the background. And yeah, if you've watched the Koali videos, you know how much piece, or how many pieces went into creating this. And they're towering over here and look phenomenal, but we are getting an even better look at the new stuff. We also get a great look at the gibbon over here doing some really good variation. And I want to point that out because it's also the first time we have variation that works in a slope, because obviously this is a vine going up and down, which seems to be even more complicated than having it on a straight. So that's kind of cool, and it almost looks like that. And this is me guessing, I can't really confirm that, but it almost looks like as if the brachiation used to be in the last update where we got the gibbon. It used to be a more or less showcase rather than a type of movement to get from A to B. It almost looks like that the brachiation becomes now something that they do to get from point A to B, because as you can tell over here, really getting from A to B, and at the beginning of the video, let me just skip forward backwards to that, you can see he's really, or she's really just going over to the other side rather than just doing the showcase, you know, on the enrichment item. So really cool. Also pointing out down here, really cool kind of new brick pieces, all weathery, mothy. I'm quite certain that this is the part of the piece. Would be really cool if it's like flexicolor and you can turn it on and off if you want, because having them clean would also be nice. Just me hoping, but I think, you know, I've good hope. Yeah. Oh gosh, I'm losing my breath here, because this hurts. This really hurts, and I hope that my Koali friends feel the same at least, and I'm not alone with my little bit of pain inside, the dead pain inside. Yeah. As you can tell, this is a full-on Koali set. I'm gonna, you know, I could call the video "Welcome to the Koali DLC" because it's animals we needed. It's definitely animals we have talked quite a lot about in our videos. And obviously, as you can tell, the pieces are absolutely phenomenal for what we want to do with it. You can tell there is a lot going on with these kind of stone temple pieces, a lot of new temple pieces that seemingly have a, yeah, as I said, a kind of mossy thing. I hope it's like as the dynamic rocks, where you can turn it on and off, and depending on the angle, you have the moss on top of it. Really cool. I mean, they have the system in place anyways, because obviously this edge over here looks a lot more mossy, as you can tell, in comparison to maybe these areas over here. Then we have loads of new things to look at. We've got a completely new ground cover. It might be a path, and the reason why I think it's a path and not abusing the new null path is because of the angle in which the path is, because the texture of the paths in Planet Zoo always follow the same axis, so they are not relative to your builds, but they're always the same axis. They, you know, because it's the texture that is kind of a seamless texture and always is kind of put into the place, it always has the same angle, and this is why it is not aligned to the rest. So if that would be just a ground cover or a new kind of cover piece, that would be aligned to the other stuff. However, there seems to be a new decal. Not sure if it's a decal. I'm also loving the fact that Frontier seems to have really learned how to build things. I said that already in the last videos, but they show it with every new thing they do. Now they even start using like decals and stuff to, you know, blur even more the boundaries of what used to be a little bit of an ugly edge from the path, but now obviously having the null path, this is all gone anyways. But yeah, so really cool stuff. It also looks like we have some new decals. I saw also some kind of new leaves and dried out leaves on the ground in some of the other frames, so definitely new. We've got a lot of new clutter pieces here, like clutter, yeah, not sure what exactly that is, but it looks good because it's kind of small leafy pieces. Same here on the roof, really cool stuff, pretty new as well. I think this is also like a new lantern piece. There seems to be something new with like fabric or maybe some new pottery, which I would welcome a lot, because it's definitely not the rattan kind of thing we have, because that's way too bright. Obviously they have mixed quite a lot of these Indian pieces in, but there's definitely a new pot over here. This one looks phenomenal. I really do love it. One thing I'm in particular interested in is the fact why the people seem to be looking at this build in the middle here. You've got this dude really staring at this one. You've got this woman over here looking at this. Seems to be that there's something hidden in here. We can see the other pot over here as well. Really cool. It really comes in handy for my Sicily project, not gonna lie. And we obviously have a huge amount of new kind of thatch pieces in more like the Asian kind of style, which you could tell I'm a huge fan of, and I wouldn't be too surprised if we get ourselves together to make another quality episode at some point, because there's a lot of good stuff in here, and you can tell from the length of the video that this is going to be a great pack. I'm already saying that, because we're only 9 seconds in and we've got already seen so freaking much, and not even more than one animal. Anyways, let's go forward a little bit. It zooms in, but not enough to spot even more, but there's just a flower again, by the way. So yeah, really nice. Over here, this one is really cool. Obviously, we get our first look at the red river hog over here. I'm saying that out loud now. I'm quite not the biggest fan of this animal. It's boring for me, but I know that a lot of people love to have this animal in. I'm just being honest here. It's nice. It's a nice addition. I will eventually do one habitat in my life for that and then never touch it again. Who knows? Or maybe it comes in with so many great animations that I will go nuts about it. I don't think so, but it's a good addition because a lot of people like it, and honestly it fills the roster quite nicely. But yeah, we've got a red river hawk-ish inspired Asian temple dragon statue, I want to call it, and we've got a tiny pot over here with yeah, some kind of scent, like a cool scent candle type of thing going on with these like sticks in here. Really typical Asian. I like it a lot. I think there's not quite that much new to see in here. The texture seems to be, yeah, that's the same palm tree we have. This one on left here peeking in is a new one, but we pointed that out already, so we can move forward a little bit. Also, this is the new leaf kind of decal piece we have down here, some clutter, and then the new path, which looks good. It's one of the paths I was really missing. It will come in handy for backstage quite a lot. This is like for backstage parking and stuff, the path to go with. Really good. Love it. And then if we go forward, there's really not much to see. This over here in particular is cool. This is obviously the Asian water monitor. Oh my god, I'm praying so much that they are having the deep dive mechanic. Not sure if they will, but I really do hope. And look at that tail. My god, this is so long. And we've got some mangrove roofs going on here in the water. Yeah, we can just go over that real quick. Unfortunately, we do not get to see the face. And what we also do not get to see, or maybe I'm blind, but we don't see the actual floss in here. But what we do see is another tiny Asian water monitor in the water over here. I couldn't figure if anyone is diving. Maybe I've missed something, but I think I didn't. There's like a candle in the middle as well. There are the buildings. Again, it's always, as always, in one map. This plant over here in the middle obviously is new. This is one of the brighter ones we've already pointed out from a further back angle. Really nice, like it, with this little blooming thing in the middle. Quite nice. Let's go forward, because as I said, there's not really that much to see in this frame. Unfortunately, I was really hoping it's gonna do a little divey in here so we can have this confirmed. We don't. Going to the next frame, and this is a little bit sad. I was hoping to see the sloth, but you know, I can't quite tell. I think we don't see it. I was trying to see if I missed out on anything over here, but I think I didn't, because they were standing over here. I was like, is it maybe here? No, but I'm pretty sure that these people in the back here, they do see the sloth, because this kind of brighter, yeah, what is that? Is that like a ladder or like a climbing frame? This certainly is one of the exhibit props that you can toggle on or off, I guess. Or maybe she's just looking at these stinky flowers. Not sure, but you can see even a better look at all of these new pieces. I'm a huge fan already of this brick wall. I can't tell how much I was missing out on a more thin brick texture like that, because making kind of walls that have thinner brick pieces is always like a hassle, because you're missing out on so many, or actually not, you're using so many pieces that this is performance-wise not the best thing to do. And so you can see it's also fully flexi-color, because that is definitely the same piece as this one. Love it. And also the fact with all the roots and stuff we can see in here, really cool stuff. Okay, let's move forward a little bit and check out if I have maybe... I mean, I watched this like 10 billion times already, so hopefully I'm not so stupid to miss out on that one. But yeah, this frame over here is very interesting indeed, because these roofs over here, these roofs are absolutely Sumatra, because they are native. I think, if I'm not completely wrong, they are really, you can pinpoint them to Sumatra, because these are like Sumatra roof types are invented over there, at least used over there quite a bit. Love the fact that we have them in here. It looks quite like a rattan texture. It's definitely a different texture than the thatch texture, which I have to see up close to be sure if I like it or not. But this one I love. This one is really good. Really, really, really good. But the most interesting thing is how the gibbon is chilling on this vine over here. The same one goes down for this one. So it seems like, as I said, these pieces are now combined with the brachiation as like a free movement rather than the enrichment, and I'm a big fan of that. It's not confirmed, but I'm quite certain that this might be the case now. And then also looking like group behavior, sitting all in here, chilling, going a little bit deeper in, we can tell there you go, how they are all chilling together on this rooftop over here. Really cool layout, by the way, of this whole thing. There you can see again the other one sitting on the left hand side. You have a bit of a closer look of this frame. Quite an interesting tower over there. Not sure what that exactly is, but it looks good. The new bench type, by the way, I didn't point that out. Obviously we get a new bench type and also a new bin, trash bin, not that normal stuff. And yeah, another very, very nice look of the Lar Gibbon. I'm quite a big fan of this one. Also the fact that we obviously get the two color variants that are usual. Ah, man, I'm so happy. But that's it. I mean, I say that's it, but we have spent 17 minutes on this analysis. Let's just stay on this last frame because it's too good. I can also scratch my head on how good that is. Guys, I am really happy, despite the fact it's not anything groundbreaking, birds or aquatics or whatnot, but this thing looks to be a very balanced and well thought of DLC pack with a huge amount of great scenery. I mean, look at this temple in the background. It looks straight like the Quali temple I did, which cost me 1 million years to do it, and it was never really working out as well as it could. And then they just straight out of nowhere come with a temple like this. Love it. I love the roster of animals, even though I said that Red River Hog is not my favorite, but you know what? It's fine. And I can also deal with the fact that the sloth is unfortunately a walkthrough exhibit animal. But, thinking about this, I'm not even sure if that's a good or bad thing, because first of all, sloth, they just don't move that much anyway. So how would you have, build a habitat for the... It's okay, I can deal with that. I'm just hoping that the loops are not as obvious, and also that the enrichment items are very flexible in terms of making sure that we can use them to our own pleasure a lot, and not having kind of, as with the butterflies, sometimes these required enrichment items within the exhibit don't really quite look as good, and it's also quite hard to cover them, especially with the fruit bat. But I'm positive, I really have to see that up front first. But yeah, a long video. I really hope you enjoyed that. This time I had the time to really go in and hopefully not miss out on anything. Yeah, let's talk again tonight. If there's more stuff to see, I guess so, from screenshots and stuff, I'm gonna cover that again. But for now, if you're here for more content like that, and also make sure to, follow the channel, because I'm going to do a lot with this DLC. I finally have some free time, got some holidays and some days off, so be prepared. I really hope you guys are looking forward to it. At least I am. And now I wish you a good day. Thank you so much, and goodbye.